I've always had weird things happen to me, or I've seen weird things ever since I was a child. But the scariest thing that ever happened to me happened about 8 years ago. I was living in an apartment complex down Klondike Road with my son, who is 9 now, and my best friend at the time. And it started off with having my self-proclaimed ghost hunting boyfriend inviting me over to his house. So I went there and I stayed the night. And while I was trying to go to sleep that night, it felt like something had jumped onto the mattress of the bed. And he didn't have any animals, so I just brushed it off and I was like, oh, it was probably something just falling. Well, then the bed started to shake ever so slightly, and it felt like little hands were going around the edge of the mattress. I, of course, shut my eyes, rolled over, and ignored it, because I've seen enough ghost movies to know you don't acknowledge. Well, the next morning, I asked him about it, and he's like, oh, so you noticed it too. So it wasn't just me making things up. Move forward a few weeks, I'm in my house, and I'm trying to go to sleep, and my bed starts to shake ever so slightly. And I'm like, crap, that's not good. But I ignore it. And this goes on for a couple weeks. And it progressively gets a little bit worse and worse. My son, who was just over 1 year old at the time, would continuously cry over certain things that weren't there, but he would point and cry. And I would feel my hair being tugged on while I was in the shower. I could feel my clothing being tugged on while I was downstairs in my living room. And it always felt like I was being chased down the hallway to my bathroom. My roommate didn't like to go out into our house at nighttime. She would shut her door to her room and stay locked in it all night. So it was just me and my son for most of it. It got progressively worse to where I was scared to sleep in my bedroom because the shaking would get worse. And one night it felt like something had grabbed my finger, and it sent an electric shock all the way down my arm. That scared me a lot. And after that, I slept on my couch for about a month. And since my 1 year old slept in the same room with me, I moved him downstairs too. So after a month of sleeping on your couch, my back started to hurt. So I was like, okay, this is it. This is my house. I will take it back. So I went back upstairs and I looked at my closet, which was at the end of my bed, and which is where I felt like whatever was in my room was at when I was busy. And I was like, this is my room. This is my house. I live here. You do not own it. You need to leave. And I laid down on my bed, and my bed started shaking a little bit. And I was like, no, you need to leave. And then something hit my bed so hard it raised the end of my mattress up. It scared me so bad that I slept on the couch for the next 2 months before I moved out of that house. Now, I don't know if it's still there because I moved and it did not come with me. But it was the scariest moment of my entire life.